Hey,
Hello there.
Alan.
How did
Oh,
you not go start with hello there? This is Obi-Wan Kenobi.
hello there. No.
There we go. That's a little bit better.
Hey, everyone. Hello there,
Yes.
mentees, and welcome to another episode, 2 in 1 week, in fact. How lucky are you all? Of Reels Talk with your host, the amazing Amanda, and my lovely co-host, the Uncanny Omar. I just realized there's dirty laundry behind me, but that's fine.
As long as
Uh,
there's no bras and panties and
that's
things like
right.
that, like I got behind me. So
They're on a comic book character. It's okay. How are you, Omar?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. My daughter's last day of school, both of them was today. So I get to spend the summer with my kids, and yeah, very excited to talk about this. This is a show that I didn't know what to think about at first, and then I got really excited this a couple months ago when I saw the first trailer. And then after watching episode 2, I'm like, well, no matter what comes out, it's got to be better than this. So yeah, let's talk about this. Let's dive right in, talking about Star Wars, Obi-Wan Kenobi, the latest Star Wars show, right, on Disney Plus.
Yeah. So, hi everyone. Obi-Wan premiered today. As you know, as a lead-in, we actually did a Was It Really That Bad on Wednesday about Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. So if you haven't watched that and you still need to watch Obi-Wan, go watch that first. Come back or watch Obi-Wan, then come back and watch what we have to say about Obi-Wan. So you're not spoiled. Or if you don't care about being spoiled, then go ahead.
Why are you threatening me, man? How do you know I didn't love it? You don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Yes. So we are going to be talking about spoilers. I'll put a banner up whenever we start talking about episode 1 and episode 2.
Part 1 and part 2. We'll call them part for the sake of everyone, because the movies are episodes. We'll call these part 1 and part 2, which is what the names of the episodes are. So they don't have titles like, Moon Knight had the goldfish problem, etc. It's just part 1, part 2, and I'm assuming there's 4 other episodes. So it'll be part 3, part 4, part 5, and part 6. So part 1 starts off with a really awesome recap of the prequel trilogy, which if you don't want to go and rewatch them, just go ahead and watch that recap. It's shorter. It gives you all the best parts of the prequel series, and then you're done. You know exactly what happens, so you're not really shocked by it.
They really lay heavy into the fact that they have this brother-like relationship, and Obi-Wan has failed Anakin and the entire galaxy as a whole, because he has failed Anakin. And I thought, they were laying really heavy on that. And also the whole thing with Yoda. Yoda's like, I got some training for you to do. Wait, sorry, I haven't had enough to drink. But when he tells him, you're gonna talk to your old master. What's his face?
Qui-Gon. Or master, talk to you, Will.
that was a lot better than me. So yes, I can't Frank Oz it. But yeah, pretty much, that. So I got excited when I saw that. When I heard that, I'm like, oh yeah, we might get some Liam Neeson if he's not busy, filming Taken 8 or whatever the hell he's filming these days. But I guess, we'll dive right in.
Yeah. So
everybody in the chat, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you. So episode 1, after the recap, starts off 10 years prior, during when they ordered, then the Order 66 was executed. And we are back in the Jedi Temple with some younglings with their training simulating helmets on. And of course, the clone army comes in, attacks them and their teacher. The teacher fends off the clone army so the younglings can escape. And you get a mass grand scene of watching the clone army fighting the Jedis in the Jedi Temple while these young children run off, still wearing their simulator helmets, interestingly enough. Then we flash forward to 10 years later, and we are in the Outer Rims in Tatooine, which is where obviously all the great stuff happens. And we know that the Empire doesn't have a lot of control over the Outer Rims, but they do tax the Outer Rims, so there's that going on. Inquisitor, played by Rupert Friend. Fun fact, he used to date Keira Knightley. Why do you guys need to know that? You don't, but I do, so I'm going to let you know that.
Anybody needed to know that? Now you know. Now you know.
The more you know. Do we have that?
The Grand Inquisitor used to date Keira Knightley.
Yes. Do we have the more you know? Because I feel like I'm going to drop a lot of those bombs.
I'll find it.
Good. Okay. So we have the Grand Inquisitor, and then we have 2 other Inquisitors with him. We have fifth brother, played by Sung Kang, of the Fast and Furious franchise, I believe. And we also have, there we go. And we also have Inquisitor Reva, or third sister, played by Moses Ingram. And nice, you are on it like white on rice right now. This is amazing.
Okay, easy. I know you're from Kentucky. Go out there and get me canceled. Where's the Grand? Okay, there's the Grand Inquisitor. Now, the Grand Inquisitor and the fifth brother, both of them come from the Rebels series. So it's interesting to see them as live actors. And also, for the first time, and please, I know Trekkies are Star Trek people. What do you call people that love Star Wars so much? Like, what do you call? What do you guys? Jedis? I don't know.
Instead of like
Potterheads or
they're like
Harry Potter people.
I don't know what is the
whatever fandom it is. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but that is the first time we saw clone troopers in live action.
That's correct.
Because every clone trooper we saw in the past was freaking CG, which one of the biggest complaints about the episode 2. And this was the first time we actually saw dudes in suit, human beings. Sorry, let's see. Wookiees, Wikipedia
might be like the Wikipedia for Star Wars, but Wookiee.
Star weenies. I like that. I like human beings as well.
Yeah.
I believe the correct term is trekkers. Yeah, right. I forgot. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend anybody. Trekkies is what people make fun of them for, but trekkers is the correct terminology. What's up, King's Portal? I honestly don't care about Obi-Wan. I'll watch it when it's done. All right, there it is.
Thank you for that honesty. There we go. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Good deal. So yeah, that is the first time we ever see clone troopers in live action, and we also get to see a cameo later on of another of the actual clone troopers.
That was a nice little. That was
Yeah, the actor who plays Boba Fett, obviously, and then Jango Fett in the prequels, Boba Fett in the Boba Fett series.
Disney haters. That's what the
they actually tap him to play a Clone Wars vet in episode 2, which is really cool to see that, because sometimes you forget they're all the same guy, so it is cool to see that done in live action.
No, you prequel people. They were not always the same guy.
Well, they're not.
Stormtroopers were different.
I mean,
yeah. But I'm glad that does tie it into the Clone Wars show, and also the idea that there were a bunch of clones out there at one time,
but clones of Jango Fett. Anyway, so the Inquisitors are searching for any remaining Jedi that may still exist. Obviously, just because they killed off or most of the Jedi 10 years ago, people can still manifest the powers, so they're going to track them down. We find out later some Jedi have even turned to the dark side and working with the Inquisitor team to help find other Jedi as well, traitors. Anyways, so we have obviously a lot of conflict right off the get-go between the Inquisitors. Fifth brother kind of is doing his job. He's kind of in it. He knows what he's supposed to do. Reva clearly is reckless. She has her own agenda, and she is hell-bent, I don't know the better word for it, on finding Obi-Wan Kenobi. While everyone else believes that he is dead, she thinks or has some idea that he might still be alive and that he's not gone, or at least he's definitely somewhere they can find him.
She definitely has it hard for Kenobi.
Oh, yeah, she has it.
And just before we go a little too far, when you saw the attack of Order 66 and all that, do you think that she was the little girl in that flashback? That
I thought she might have been. I also thought the Jedi that they're searching for, Nari, he might have also been there too. I was kind of curious if there was.
I mean, there was a reason why we started with that specific part, right? I mean,
yes.
So we saw it through Grogu before, right? Like kind of like a flashback, Order 66 through his eyes. So this is the first time we saw the kid through the kid's eyes, and I want to say because she is so hard on finding Obi-Wan that she might be the kid in that flashback.
Yes. Who has a little bit of a grudge on top of the fact that she's doing it to get what she's owed is what she says. But they do go to a bar establishment and accost the owner of the establishment, because they said, basically the Grand Inquisitor says that they don't need to hunt Jedi because Jedis hunt themselves because of their bleeding hearts, and they need to help people. And so Reva uses her force powers to throw a dagger at the barkeeper, and then of course that gives away Nari because he uses his force powers to stop the knife from attacking or killing the barkeep, and they end up having into a little scuffle. And while she has him trapped and she's kind of torturing with her red lightsaber, the Grand Inquisitor stops her, which gives Nari time to escape. And
I did not like that scene.
Yeah, it was poorly acted, but we'll talk about that a little bit. But he does let him escape. And of course, this is just gives the Grand Inquisitor reason to harp on Reva for being too reckless, for having a one-track mind and not remembering what her place is and how lucky she is that she is part of their crew, basically. So now that Nari's escaped, we then shift to Tatooine, where we see that Obi-Wan is not a meat farmer, but more of a butcher, if you will. That is meat. Am I correct? That's packaged meat, right? That there were.
From that one big creature that we saw. Yeah, that's what he's like a butcher. And you see that he is very worn down. He is very
defeated.
He's not the Obi-Wan, the hello there. Like he's not that character. He has no faith. It looks like it reminds me of like someone. Yeah, no, it's like someone that has lost faith in their beliefs. Right. It was because like we talked a little bit about in Attack of the Clones. Like it seems like these people join the priesthood because they can't love, they can't marry, can't have offsprings. So it's like he has let everybody down, and now his faith and hope are gone. So he is not in touch with the Force. And I thought that was cool when he's like trying to talk to Qui-Gon Jinn. He's like Qui-Gon, and there's nothing there.
Yes, and he does that multiple times.
He doesn't use the Force.
Nope.
He doesn't use the Force. He doesn't have his lightsaber. Well, not yet. It's and his only purpose, and it's a little contradictory to like when I know I'm jumping a little bit here, but him giving up that life to, I guess, protect Luke, like that's his main purpose.
Exactly. To watch over Luke. Yeah.
All right. So carry on.
Yes. So here we get a little glimpse of what life is like on the Outer Rims a little bit more. You see the foreman of this butcher, assembly line kind of pulling one over on taking advantage of one of the other butchers on the line with Obi-Wan. And of course, Obi-Wan does nothing to stop him because he can't use his powers. He has to stay in. Yeah, he has to just let it happen. So he takes his little ship back to the main, to the town, where he takes his little animal, Eope, and I only know the name of it because of the subtitles that we always watch with, and takes his
you're talking about the
animal, the camel animal.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the. Oops. Never mind. Carry on. I heard subtitles.
What? Oh, okay.
Subtitles, and I thought you were talking about the the little. Did you say Mogwai? No, not Mogwai. Oh my God, what are they called? And all I can think of now is Spaceballs. The ding ding, the Yawa.
Yawa.
That's the first time we saw subtitles
for
Yawa, right? Like everybody else just communicates with these Yawas, and this is the first time we saw subtitles on a Yawa that he has apparently a relationship with.
Yes, and it looks like his name is Tika, and he goes back to his cave where Tika is waiting to sell him things, apparently sell him back parts of his own equipment that was stolen. So he's like, if you're going to do it, at least give me a fair price. So he also, this is where he gets Tika tries to sell him at a Jedi belt, and of course he doesn't want it, so he hands it back to Tika, and Tika kind of goes off, and then he does the last thing on his daily routine, which is go spy on Luke Skywalker on the Lars farm, on the moisture farm. So this is what Obi-Wan's life has become. It didn't look as creepy as it did in the trailer because you see the full scene of it. But obviously, Luke has a lot of similarities.
Okay, it's a different. It's not this creepy.
Well, it's not creepy like Anakin Skywalker creeping on.
Yeah, you see the GIF I'm using? That's the GIF.
It's not that creepy, but also, yes. So we get to see him kind of spying on Luke Skywalker, making sure, looking over him, I guess. We don't call it spying. But he has a lot of similarities to his dad. He obviously is into the speeder gig, pod racing maybe. It looks like he has that kind of same attitude. So very reminiscent of Anakin Skywalker from the early Phantom Menace days. And then, of course, that as he's coming back from his spying, Nari finds him, and Nari is like, you're Obi-Wan. Let's go. We have to get everything together. And he's like, no, it's over. We lost. The best thing you can do is I don't exist.
Like, my name is Ben. I love the fact that he didn't give him his last name. Yeah. Kenobi. That's Ben. A really shitty name to rename yourself.
Yeah. And he's like, go. The best thing you do is take that thing, which was Nari's lightsaber, go into the middle of the desert and bury it, which coincidentally we later find out is what he did. So after this, we get a cut scene to what I was not expecting, and that is a young Leia, played by Vivian Lyra Blair. And my 6-year-old was very excited because she most recently, I found a picture, was in a sequel spin-off of the Shark Boy Lava Girls movies. She plays their daughter in this it's called We Can Be Heroes, and it has a lot of famous actors, even Pedro Pascal's in it as the main character's dad. It's such a interesting movie on Netflix.
Roberto Rodriguez flick, isn't it? I mean, isn't he still in charge of those movies?
I think so, but it is badly acted and just a tear. But my daughter loves it, and she plays their daughter. Her name is Guppy. So when I saw her, I was like, my daughter was so excited. It just made me happy to see her, so excited to see this actor playing Leia Organa as a young girl, which I was not expecting.
Yeah, because I will say from the trailer, I was like, okay, got it. This is Luke Skywalker, a kid, Obi-Wan Kenobi, keeping an eye on him. Holy crap, the Inquisitors are coming.
Yep.
And they're going to kick some ass and try to kidnap Luke. I know where this is going. I got it. I did not see episode 1 and 2 going that way, where we got that much of Luke and everything else has been Leia and Obi-Wan. Interesting.
It makes sense later on if you think about it.
Yeah, and I'm ready to share my feelings on that when we get there. But go ahead.
Yeah. So, anyways, so we see Leia. She is a very rebellious young girl. We don't even see her at first. We see her getting dressed, and it turns out to be, I guess, one of her maids or friends. And she had instead of getting ready,
decoy just like her mama.
Yeah, you got to get those decoys. So instead of getting ready for her cousins and aunt and uncle to show up for this little ball or event they're having on Alderaan, she is in the woods watching all the different ships coming in, the pleasure ships, the casino ships, the cruisers, and she has her little droid buddy, because I think every person who's a Skywalker needs a droid buddy. Is that
Lola
correct? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Lola, yes, because Lola the droid, because every Skywalker needs a droid buddy, so she gets one too. But of course, they do find her, bring her back, and she gets ready for this event where she drops a sick burn to her cousin. A sick burn when he's
lower life forms.
About lower life forms. And she's like, well,
I knew you would like that.
I should be talking to you. Oh, come on. That was a great line.
All right. For a 10-year-old, I give her props.
10-year-old, yeah.
Even though that little girl does not look 10, she looks a lot younger than 10.
She looks really young. And this is why some people can just age down, like Tom Holland. Does he really look like 25 years old?
He looks 30.
No.
I don't know how old people look anymore.
Yes.
So yeah, we get to see her life over there in Alderaan. Yeah, we get to see who. I'm sorry, who was the actor?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Jimmy Smits comes back,
which he's already part. I never understood him in Star Wars, but I was like, okay, whatever. Now he's part of it. But to me, the person I was really looking forward to seeing back is in Tatooine, and that's
Joel Edgerton.
yeah, and the guy was solid, man. I mean, he's a good actor, right? He's a great actor in everything he's done. So I'm glad they just got him back, but just he's very much like Ewan McGregor, like just his facial expressions, to show concern, I can't even find the damn scene now. Just say that Obi-Wan Kenobi has the worst Thor, like, oh yeah, I'm hiding. See, I can cover my face like that's what it reminded me. Dude, that is the Jedi outfit. How are you gonna hide like that?
I know. He's really
obviously out of touch.
Well,
but yeah,
when it's the most obvious, people fail to see it.
I guess. Really? I guess. I don't know. But yeah, this guy killed it. I thought he was great in it. He's kind of a hard ass. What's that?
Yeah. I said we'll see him again in the series. We're not done with him quite yet. So I'm glad that Joel came back.
Yeah, I assume because we haven't seen Aunt what's her name, Beru yet. So
yeah, we haven't seen Beru. Bonnie comes back as his wife. Yeah, so we have Owen obviously is not happy about Obi-Wan Kenobi, spying on them and then leaving little gifts in the middle of the night for Luke because he leaves is it a little like play ship or something that he leaves for Luke?
It's the ship that he has in A New Hope that Luke picks up in A New Hope.
Exactly. So
he has that for him all those years.
That's so sweet. But Owen's not a fan of him being the creepy Santa Claus of Tatooine, and he wants him to leave him alone. And this is where he says, has he shown signs yet? I have to train him. Now, whether or not he means train him to hide, and conceal the powers, the ways of the Force, or to actually train him to be a Jedi, I don't know yet.
That's the conflicting part because the character that we get at the beginning of this is someone that has kind of given up, right? Like we talked about the loss of hope. It's almost like he has PTSD about the Force.
Yes.
So then why is he like, is he showing signs yet? Because I want to train him. Because it doesn't seem like he would say that. I don't know.
He believed in that something could still happen. There was hope. He has no hope. He will get.
So that doesn't happen for another 8 years.
Another 8 years. He's 18.
Right?
Okay.
18? Right.
18. Another 8 years.
Do you know what I was really wanting? I wanted to see Luke and Little Wedge playing, pretending to be an X-Wing. Like, that's what I wanted to see. I didn't even get that.
Still see it. There's four parts, and they do have an actual actor playing Luke. So we have to see the kid interact at some point. So it's in IMDb, and we'll talk about the kid once that happens. Anyways. So during all this, of course, the Reva and fifth brother come to their area looking for what we believe is Nari, but for Reva, it's always Obi-Wan Kenobi. Reva gets pissed off and chops a girl's hand off, a woman's hand off.
I gotta say, that was cool because, with these Disney shows, man, I think Mandalorian showed the right amount of violence for what you can do for a Disney type of streaming show.
Moon Knight could have shown more violence.
It kind of went backwards, and I was like, oh. But this, when she chops his hand, like her hand off, and the lady's still talking, I'm like, lady. But then again, like these people don't know what Jedis are capable of, though. It's not like these people knew, or even what the Inquisitors are.
Exactly.
So yeah, I thought she's a pretty ruthless character because I like the fact like she threw that knife to try to get the Jedi to help.
Yeah.
I like the fact that she lost a hand.
Yes.
Nice. Now it shows what kind of character she is and what she's
capable and willing to do.
Right. So.
Exactly. But of course, she also picks out Owen out of the crowd to attack him.
It was Biggs he was friends with, not Wedge. Wedge is the rebellion. Thank you, Glenn, for that. I'm surprised nobody actually started a sentence with actually and pushed their glasses up. Omar, you dumbass.
It wouldn't be me.
We assume she was one of the Yinglings at the temple.
Younglings, not the Yingling. You're thinking of the beer.
Of course I'm thinking of the beer. He killed all the Yinglings.
Yeah, he killed them all. She might be, but they said they did say they retrieved her from the gutter though. So I don't know if that.
Yeah, they make the line like only a Jedi can hunt other Jedi. Like so, I mean,
yeah, because they can sense the
pretty
Jedi.
Obvious There it is. There it is. You got to push up your glasses, son.
Oh, thank you.
You're gonna nerd correct somebody. That's how you do
Yes,
it.
that's how I correct a lot of people. So she's threatening Owen, even though Owen's like, I hate Jedi. They're vermin, and I kill vermin on my moisture farm. And you think she's gonna kill him because she kind of counts it down, like if no one gives.
Surprised she doesn't stab him, but then again, you know his character's safe, right? Because this is what happens with prequels. We know where his ass gets burned up by a bunch of stormtroopers later on. He's a body, like his body is gone. He's left a skeleton. But,
by the New Hope. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So he don't make it. I mean,
they don't make it, but they're gonna make it through this series. We know that. Of course, Fifth Brother stops her and says, if you have any information, tell us. Of course, he is pretty much giving her the, you need a calm down speech, but doesn't really work for her.
Yeah, his character is a lot different than the Rebels character. That he was a lot more ruthless, or I was expecting a whole lot more ruthlessness out of him.
Oh, really?
He's a little more the Grand Inquisitor, right? Or are you talking about Brother 5?
No, I'm talking about Fifth Brother, because that's scene where he pushes her back against the wall and tells her pretty much, but even the Inquisitor
seems to be toned down some compared to the Rebels version and comics. And that's the hard thing when watching this is like there have been so many comics that you read that have kind of filled in that gap, and you kind of expect some things, and then you have to realize, oh wait, they're doing their own thing, so let's just roll with it.
Yeah, exactly. So while this is all going on, after the events on Alderaan, Leia, of course, is asked to apologize for being rude to her cousin. But of course she does it and says she runs away. And who does she run into, Omar?
Goddamn Flea. From
Red Hot Chili Peppers. And if you don't know who that is,
oh man, I'll be honest.
Under the bridge right now. I don't know what else to tell you.
This took me out of the show for a second. Like, this is in the same way that
Ed Sheeran
out of Back to the Future too when he showed up. So
I thought it was Ed Sheeran and GOT. That definitely
Ed Sheeran and GOT. Okay, sure. These people are Star Wars fans. I guess is a little bit better than NSYNC showing up in episode 2.
That would have been amazing.
That would have really made that movie the worst movie of all time.
Yes.
He's aged a little bit, but it's Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
So what do you expect? If you go to the forest, you will catch a
That's stupid, Roberto Rodriguez. I haven't even looked at the comment, but I know Roberto Rodriguez is already hating on this.
Under a bridge, super laugh hard. That's great.
I know these were not. He looks so out of place. Thank you. I thought he looked out of place too. I'm like, what? But then again, like I said, he looked out of place in Back to the Future too. So
yeah, it's Flea. He is of his own. Yeah. But anyway,
Bill Burr also looked out of place. I wasn't the biggest fan of that casting either. But anyway, here we are. We got Flea. It's canon now. Flea is
he's in the MCU, the Star Wars universe. And he's the leader of a group of bandits who his name is Vect, and he's been charged with kidnapping Leia. And then Leia goes running through the forest they have to chase her, and they do a terrible job of it, but they do eventually capture her. I don't know how, but they do eventually capture her and kidnap her. And of course, this means that Organa has to go to Obi-Wan for help. And so Obi-Wan is shocked when his communicator that's been hidden away in his wardrobes, in his little box, goes off, and he finds that the Organas are there asking for his help. And he's like, well, what about the Senate? Why don't you tell the Senate? And of course, they don't want to draw attention to her situation because of the nature of her and who she is really. And they're the only few people who do know about it. And Obi-Wan basically rejects them and is like, I'm not the person for this job. Find someone else. And I was like, dang, just because you're supposed to protect Luke doesn't mean you don't protect Leia. But of course, then the next day after he goes to town, the Inquisitors have caught Nari, killed him, hung him up as a warning. He gets back to his cave, and Organa's there in person, and he pleads with him to please help him.
Hey, Nari's feet make a cameo. Nari's feet. Hold on, Nari's feet make a cameo in the trailer. I was trying to find it.
Oh my gosh!
I wasn't prepared for this part. I'm sorry. That was Nari, ladies and gentlemen.
Nari, yes. So Nari.
He was in what's it called? Licorice Pizza, the actor.
Yes, you're right. Mm-hmm. Oh, Benny Safdie is his name, if you want to know.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah, there you go. So Organa pleads with him, and then finally Obi-Wan takes Aope into the desert. He knows the exact location, digs up the box, and in it has 2 lightsabers, which my husband did ask, well, who's the second lightsaber? I was like, well, that's Anakin's, because remember he took it in Revenge of the Sith, and he has to give it to Luke in A New Hope. So he ends up taking out his lightsaber, and then he goes back to town to head onto a ship off-world, and the lady's like, well, are you coming? And then he's like, yep. And then he kind of moves his thing aside, and the lightsaber's hanging there. And why he would do that, people know what a lightsaber looks like. It's beyond me.
But not in the outer rims.
Not in the outer rim.
The outer rims get no love.
Well, they might now that Reva just used hers on everyone, cutting hands off back in.
Is that how you would swat away? Like, God bless Amanda.
So he gets on the ship, and that ends part 1. Of the episode or of the series. So do you want to just dive into part 2, or let's talk about part 1?
No, let's dive into part 2 and then come back and do talk about the experience as a whole, since both of them came out at the same time.
Yes. Okay. Let's
People are
see.
still chatting. We're still chatting.
Chatting. So part 2 opens up in Dayu, which is a planet where once you go, you probably never can get out. According to the poor girl who is trying to sell Obi-Wan drugs. She does give him some drugs for free, which comes
spice. She was trying to sell him spice, right?
Yeah, but I thought it was a drug, because she's like, well, you take 2 more of these and you'll remember where you are.
I thought her line was really sad, where he was like, I'm looking for my daughter. And she's like, you're never going to find her. I was somebody's daughter at one time too. I was like, damn.
That is rough.
Woo.
Yes, there's a little bit of social that's a little bit of social commentary on Dayu right there, and human trafficking, but that's what happens in these outer rim worlds. And so he knows that the tracker, that Organa, they managed to track the ship that
y'all don't miss a beat. Y'all don't miss a beat. But Spice was also in Star Wars, right? Who's the biggest Star Wars nerd in the chat? I know one of y'all know. Go ahead.
Yeah, Spice is drugs. Yeah, it's
Thank you.
But I said it was, I call it drugs. It's drugs for drugs, because there is a nice Walter White like parallel that we see later on with Obi-Wan, wearing the goggles and the suit. It's like it really did look like Walter White, but in his face. Anyways, so he's looking for Leia because they had tracked the ship. Leia, we come to find out the whole reason they kidnapped her in the first place is because Reva had asked them to. She's obviously going to pay them money for it, because she's hoping that she somehow find in the archives that Organa and Obi-Wan Kenobi have a relationship during the Clone Wars. Obviously, we all know that. And so she thinks by stealing his daughter, it'll make Obi-Wan have to go search for her. And she's not wrong. That's exactly what happens. But
she doesn't know the importance of Leia, though, who Leia really is. But she does know something that surprised me, and that happens at the very end.
Yes.
Now, man, I was all about sporty Spice. That was best Spice.
Mine
Oh, you attracted to Baby Spice?
No, Scary Spice is my favorite Spice Girl.
Oh yeah, Scary Spice is up there too. Sporty was sporty.
Yeah, I realize now I could never have dressed like her for Halloween.
Now I gotta find Spice Girls gifts.
I'll get you some. Anyways,
how do you not have these already?
I don't, because it wasn't on my list to go do. So as he's asking this girl for information about whereabouts of Leia, there's a little boy who's like, oh, I know someone who can help you. He's a Jedi. And then we get introduced to.
I got you.
There he is. Not behind me. I just wanted to piss off.
This bitch on roids. Well, he was part of this, but you maybe miss it. That's okay. There he was. It's okay. You're good. It was worth it.
So his name is Haja Estri, and he pretends that he's a Jedi using magnets and stuff, and he actually helps people like with problems, but he also takes advantage of them by stealing their money. So we first meet him in his lair, where he has a woman and her young child who's starting to exhibit the ways of the Force. And so they want to get off planet. They want to get to safety. And he manages to find them passage before a small penny. And of course, they believe he's a Jedi because of all his little tricks that he does. And he ends up, taking their money, but does get them to safety. And then, of course, Obi-Wan knows he's not a Jedi because he's a Jedi himself. And he uses a blaster on him, or at least threatens him with a blaster about telling him what he needs to know, which is very interesting because we remember he always felt that blasters were very uncivilized.
Look at you remembering things.
But I guess at this point, he can't use his lightsaber yet. And we haven't seen him use his lightsaber yet. So I'm excited when that day finally comes. So, of course, Kumail.
It's all red herring, and we never see it.
I hope that's not the case. I hope he doesn't fight again.
They aren't that old. They still look good. All right, here we go. Pushes up nerd glasses. Spice was only briefly alluded to in A New Hope and Attack of the Clones, without any clarification until the EU elaborated that it's a blanket term for drugs. Thank you, Hayden. Thank you. Carry on, Amanda.
Yes. So he does manage to find, using Hostra's help, he finds the location of Leia. But it turns out to be all a trap. It's these tunnels behind a Spice Breaking Bad lab, if you will. And what he thinks is Leia. It was a nice space meth lab. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good. I don't know. If it was good.
So he finds her, but he finds of course, a decoy or a dummy, and Flea and his crew trap him. And we come to realize that the trap, they reveal that the whole thing was a trap just for him. But he's like, but that means that she's actually here, right? Even though this is a trap for me, she's still here. And he uses the powder Spice to get away. Basically, he blows it in their faces, and they all kind of pass out and get super high off of it or whatever. And meanwhile, of course, Reva knows he's on the planet now because they communicate that they had him. So she's there. The Grand Inquisitor and Fifth Brother show up. Grand Inquisitor is not happy. Pretty much tells her, I'm taking over. You are not going to be the one who's going to turn in Obi-Wan Kenobi. You are from the gutter. You are nothing. You're done. And what does she do behind his back? She puts out a bounty, kind of like John Wick style, for all the bounty on Obi-Wan Kenobi's head. So all the bounty hunters on Dayu, because this is one of those kind of planets, all the bounty hunters hang out in. All of them start looking for Obi-Wan. So Obi-Wan does manage to find Leia, and at first she's not willing to go with him, but he manages to convince her a little bit that he's a friend of her.
She doesn't believe him.
Yeah, she doesn't believe him, especially that when she realizes he's a Jedi, she doesn't believe he's a Jedi. So we have the two of them racing through the streets. He's having to buy them new disguises and everything like that. And at some point, she thinks that he's not once she realizes that he has a bounty on his head and that he's the one they're looking for. It's not even her, that she was just a bait. She's upset. And then she starts running away from him. So he has to go chase after her while also getting attacked by a bunch of bounty hunters. And during this whole thing, she tries to jump to another building to get away from him. And of course, she's not going to make it. She grabs onto a electrical line. She falls. And while she's falling to her death, he finally has to use the Force, which clearly he hasn't used in a while because it took a lot of strain on him. And he is able to slowly drift her down instead of her falling to her death. And then he comes really fast around the corner. I don't know how he just jumped off the building, I guess, and came back around. And she's like, you really are a Jedi. So now she's going to go with him. But bad news. Bad news. No ships can go in and out. You have to have identification. The only ships that can are cargo ships. And here comes Hostra. He has even though he is a two-timer, he's kind of in it for the money. He still wants to help Obi-Wan because I think deep down he's pure of heart. And he's like, I'll help you get to these cargo ships. They don't track. They're only for goods. They're not for people. And so he manages to tell them where they are to get there. And then he kind of acts as a decoy for Reva to find Obi-Wan. But of course she has the Force, so she can read his mind, which he may or may not have known that she had the Jedi powers. But she reads his mind, so she knows exactly where they're going. So she follows Obi-Wan and Leia to the cargo ship area. And Leia managed to get on the ship. Obi-Wan's hiding, and we hear Reva kind of baiting him.
I hated that part where she started singing. like warriors come out to play. You know, like I was like, what is this? What are you doing? Okay.
And she eventually reveals to him that Lord Vader is alive. He's been wanting to track down Obi-Wan Kenobi. And she's like, Anakin Skywalker's alive. And he did not know this. And I guess he's been on the Outer Rims for 10 years, probably not following much of the news. And I don't know how much.
But if he's talking to Jimmy Smith, like his character in Alderaan, wouldn't they know? I can't imagine. Because in my head,
Darth Vader started at this point. Is Darth Vader really like?
Yeah, well, then that's the thing too. It's hard to separate what's canon because what's been shown so far in canon, and what some of the EU, the expanded universe, has shown that isn't canon anymore. Because in my head, I thought once Darth Vader came out, he was sent on several missions to go and kill remaining Jedi along with the Inquisitors, but. Okay, so in this, I can't imagine the Emperor keeping Darth Vader like inside of that containment unit until he just wakes up. I don't know. It just felt kind of weird. But yes, thank you so much for that amazing summary of the first 2 episodes. You didn't miss a beat. So let's break it down. Let's talk about the things we like first.
Okay.
I guess we can both agree it is amazing to see Ewan McGregor back in this role as Obi-Wan Kenobi. The guy is a phenomenal actor. Doesn't even need to say a line. You can read his eyes and the amount of stress and torture and pain that he has seen.
He's a good actor.
I mean, that scene where what you talked about earlier about the meat factory, somebody taking advantage of another guy, and him just sitting there and looking and pondering. He doesn't need to say anything. You don't need to hear his thoughts. You don't need captions. You know what he's going through. Man, what a great actor.
I agree.
So it's great to have him back. So of course, that's the very first thing I enjoyed. The score, I think John Williams did the intro score for Obi-Wan. Has its own little thing, but sounds like it is a Star Wars.
Oh, 100%.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Uncle Owen, of course. I thought that was nice. It's cool to see the Inquisitors in a live action show. That's really cool. Not sure how I feel about their costumes yet, especially the Grand Inquisitor.
Oh, I forgot to mention that she kills the Grand Inquisitor too in episode 2.
I mean, I don't think he's dead, honestly. It's the Grand Inquisitor.
Put a lightsaber. Well, I guess no one.
Yeah, but if
Skywalker had like 8-degree burns
in Rebels or the comic. Well, Rebels is after this, isn't it? Yeah, so he doesn't. He's in Rebels, and well, never mind. For people that haven't seen it, I don't think he's dead. Is all I'm saying. I don't know. I don't feel like I was digging the costume. It just looked plasticky. She looked cool. I liked the way she looked. Her design was cool. And there's the 5th brother.
Yeah.
Practical effects. I love the practical effects. It's nice to get out of Tatooine for once. I know it's a great place where everything seems to start and happen, but it was nice to see other parts of the galaxy around this time.
Yes.
What about you? What did you enjoy the most?
As much as I do love Kamel. I enjoyed seeing his cameo. Say what you will, but I do enjoy him as an actor. Ever since Silicon Valley, he's been one of my favorites. So it was cool to see him get to have a part in this universe because Drug's the worst. So I did enjoy it. No, seeing Ewan McGregor back as Obi-Wan. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I fell in love with the prequels. When I, like I said in my other one, those were the first Star Wars things I'd ever seen. It wasn't it was because of those, because of my age and what I grew up with and things like that. They were the first thing I ever experienced with it. So I was very excited about seeing him come back in the role because I just love him as an actor. I think he's fantastic. I love, a lot of the old actors coming back, even seeing like Tamora Morrison coming back as a Clone War vet in episode 2. It was a cool little,
I thought it was going to be part of the Clone Wars and Rebels character, but I'm okay with that. I was okay with that
Yeah.
little cameo. It's a nice little throw in. You know, it would have been cool to see like a whole like a whole army of them, all the
Yep.
clones, to remind us that some of them are still around. But yeah, it was nice. And I mentioned practical effects. I love the practical effects that they used in this.
I agree.
Still some CGI, of course, but there were some practical effects in this. What else did you like?
Well, for me, there are some great lines, and corny if they might be, they still were better than what we could have gotten from the prequels.
Okay.
So I still enjoyed, I did enjoy it. The dialogue, some of the dialogue, even if it was corny, it still caught my attention.
Phil remembers the way I described Catwoman. The lighting was on point. The lighting was on point, my dude. The lighting was on point.
No.
Thank you for asking.
And I liked, and I forgot to mention, we get that final look of Hayden Christensen back as Darth Vader, which was amazing.
Waking up in the chamber, whatever it is.
The Bacta chamber. Yeah, that was great. It was very exciting to see that. I think the little girl who played Leia was fierce, and she got much better direction in this series than she did in that movie I talked about earlier, that Every We Could Be Heroes.
Is she really 10? Because she seems a lot younger than 10 years old.
She turns 10 this year.
Okay, so she's 9.
Earlier in the chat.
She was cute. She was okay. The only thing that I didn't like her in, and it's hard to do this, is just the chase scene.
Oh, yeah.
So crap. Like, there were 2 chase scenes that were done really bad. The Jedi, I guess I'm talking about bad things right now. Are we ready to talk about the things we didn't like?
I guess we can, yeah.
Okay.
I'll just intersperse with what I did like that I didn't like.
Okay, no, you keep going, baby. You keep going.
Yeah.
So, like, the chase scene with the Jedi, I was like, how did this guy get away from 3 Inquisitors? Like, he shut the curtains on them and he took off. I guess you could blame the chaos that was going on at the time, but yeah, wasn't a fan of that. And then the chase scene with the little girl when they were trying to kidnap her, it just seemed so slow, and they were getting hit by like the bushes and stuff. I don't know. It just seemed really hokey. There was one cool shot where she kind of slid. That was a nice little shot. But I kind of dug her relationship with Obi-Wan, her getting captured, and then shows, the kind of character that she becomes, where she is facing Darth Vader face to face, and she's just used to being captured and rescued, I guess. But then, like, I don't know. It's hard to do prequels because you want to respect the past, but you also want to tell a story that you don't have to limit yourself by, oh, here's Princess Leia, oh, here's Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan. Like it's hard to do prequels like that and seem like the story has to seem organic still. You have to have things that make sense. Like, so that almost, I was almost on the fence with that particular thing of her getting kidnapped, and maybe this is why she acts the way she does later.
Yeah, the reason I kind of felt that maybe why I felt I was okay with it and that it worked is we know that later on she is the one who's like, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. And we know that she knew like that he was friends with her father. So maybe they had a connection that with this could have been that she knows this person I can call on for help if I need it.
It's one of those things you got to be careful with, because then you're retconning, right? Like you do too much. And it seems like that's all they're doing. Mandalorian, look what they're doing with Luke and all these characters they're shoehorning into these series. Mm-hmm. And with this, it's like, okay, are we really? I mean, you know how much it pissed me off with the freaking droids in episodes 1, 2, and 3. That still doesn't fly with me to this day. I don't know. I'm hard to let go of some grudges. But are we really going to say that she knew Ben Kenobi, and then later on, unless, I mean, he's a Jedi, he could completely wipe her mind like droids, which is so wrong. I don't know. I guess there wasn't that much of interaction between
adult Leia
and Obi-Wan. She just said, you helped my father in the Clone Wars. Oh, and remember that time we went on a side adventure when I was 10 years old and I got kidnapped and you rescued me because I didn't believe you could use the Force? Damn, that was fun. Remember that?
Yeah, that was
Like, then that would have to be special edition. Oh, Lucas would have fun with that.
he loves doing special editions. But I was okay with it because
Michael Hammond in the chat, he's not doing his job. Michael Hammond, damn it.
I feel like the way that George Lucas sometimes wrote some of his dialogue, it could be
Wait,
vague enough that
wait, hold on. If you super chat me, you're on. Okay? You super chat me and you're on. I'm not sure what you're asking for.
Who do we have a moderator? Who's moderating our chat?
I'm sorry, Michael Hammond. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Michael Hammond, where are you? I thought you're the wait, Phil, can you do it? Or maybe Hayden? Can someone else monitor?
I got it.
So I mean, when you think about it, there's enough where she may not have wanted to give all of it away because she doesn't know like the relationships of everyone else around them. So
here's something I didn't think about, but I guess it makes sense. Leia knows him as Ben in episode 4. She is looking for Obi-Wan. But then I guess, wouldn't she be like, I don't know. I still remember people from when I was 10 and be like, man, you look like this dude I knew named Ben. And then Luke would have been like, oh my God, that's who I thought it was. It was Ben Kenobi, old Ben Kenobi. And she's like, are you the same guy? Remember when we had that adventure 10 years ago? Maybe. I don't know.
But what's happened in those? I mean, she became like,
you know what?
Alliance.
It's not a deal breaker. It's not that big of a deal. Freaking Star Wars universe has been retconned to hell anyway, so it's not like that big of a deal.
Well, I mean, at this point, some people are like, it's fan fiction, and it may be, but isn't anything we write that's not the original some type of fan fiction? Like, where's the line drawn where it's fan fiction or just an interpretation of a story? Like, what is the line? I mean, it's not as bad as what my fan fiction could have been. People be having way more sex in it. So there's that.
Well, everybody just woke up. She never meets Obi-Wan in episode 4. Damn it, Rising.
See, there we go. She just says, you're my only hope. And there we
go. All right. You know what, Rising Phoenix Railroad? Can't believe I just said all that at once. All right, I'm on board now. I'm on the Rising Phoenix train now. Okay, I see. Okay, I'm in. Sure. Plot hole solved. Just put a bunch of dirt on it. All right. We have several plot holes though. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I need you to talk about some good things that you like because there is something at the end that I'm like, how? Okay. So what other things did you enjoy about this?
Well, I'm really excited to see where the direction is going in the story so far. I'm enjoying the story. It's getting me excited. And I can be a sucker for cameos and stuff like that. But even like in, The Rise of Skywalker, I was getting pretty pissed off, especially when Darth Sidious showed freaking back up.
Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious?
What?
Darth Sidious showing up? We had a movie called Attack of the Clones, and you don't think this dude cloned himself at one time? That gets a pass by me. I'm all
okay. Well, it was, and she would be his daughter or whatever. It's fine.
Her name is Rey Skywalker.
Her name is Rey Skywalker. It doesn't matter.
I've only seen that movie one time. I have a fear of watching it again. Fear of going back and watching it.
A lot of the characters that you got sidelined first. I don't know. Anyways, I do like Adam Driver. Neither here nor there. I overall enjoy these 2 episodes very much. Now, I'm one of those Star Wars fans that I didn't have time to watch all of the animated series. I mean, they came out when I was like in college-ish about time. So
with the Clone Wars and Rebels.
Yeah.
And
like that came out. My brothers were watching that because my brothers were like 19 and 22 now, but obviously they were much younger, and I'm 36, so you could tell the age difference. So they were watching that stuff at home while I was away at college doing other stuff, trying to get a degree in 4 years. So I didn't get to watch a lot of that stuff. So for me, besides reading like the Thrawn novels, the main trilogy, the prequels, and now the sequels are all I really know of. So for me, this was very exciting to get to see everything. I enjoyed overall where the story's heading, and I just love Ewan McGregor. So fun fact for those who don't know, our dog is named Kenobi,
Show,
which is
show
why I
your
named him Kenobi. Well, for many reasons, but here's my Kenobi. He's also an old man. He's also old man Kenobi. And
You call him Old Ben Kenobi now?
Oh, I call him Kenobi Groves, which is a play on a place called Knoebels Grove in Pennsylvania. Anyways, but yeah, so I love Obi-Wan. I love Ewan McGregor. So maybe I'm just, rose-colored glasses because of the actor and the character, but I enjoyed it overall. I could see some of the action, like that first scene with Nari, the Jedi, and the Inquisitors. I was like, come on. He got away too easily from these people who are one of them's supposed to be a Jedi too, and B,
these guys are trained to kill Jedi.
Yeah, they're ruthless. How could he get away so easily? Wow. I know.
I found a GIF every time you every time you say fun fact. Here we go.
The less you know.
Wait, I didn't add that. That was there. Damn it! I should have viewed the whole thing. Oh, now I can't add that. I'll find another one.
Yeah.
Here's called Christopher Walken. I should have used that one. All right. So one of the issues that I did have was at the very end.
Okay.
Where Reva says Anakin Skywalker is alive.
Yes.
And he's Darth Vader. So, okay, so then that means that
everyone knows Anakin Skywalker.
Well, Obi-Wan Kenobi is so disconnected from the Force he can't feel Anakin.
Until that next time he did.
That makes sense, right? Yeah. But then how would the Emperor let that out to I don't remember that in the they know Darth Vader. The Inquisitors know Darth Vader, but what would be the benefit of knowing Anakin Skywalker is Darth Vader? Because I think that was the big thing. That was the big shocker of episode 4, right? Or I'm sorry, episode 5. I am your father. No one knew that, within the movie. And of course, the people that did know were dead. But even Grand Toff, everybody on the ship didn't know because it's a big secret. I didn't get that one. I really thought the Emperor.
Secret. Who would have told? Was it a big secret? Right. Just for Luke Skywalker, because how would he have known unless it wasn't like the generals and stuff on the ship were going to be like, hey, by the way, this guy's your father in real life, or they may not even know Luke's last name. But for me, I think that for the Inquisitors' purpose, he would want them to know, especially if they're Jedi turned Inquisitors, because he is a Jedi turned to the dark side and a prominent Jedi. Anakin is, yes. Yeah,
at this point, Darth Vader is ruthless. He doesn't give a crap about being. And as a matter of fact, I think he is going to kill what's her face, Reva. I think that's how she's going to die. She may turn to the good. She may turn to the good side, but I don't think she's going to make it because he is that kind of ruthless. This is the guy. Reva has the internet. Nice, Phil Owens. Nice. Let me see. In the original trilogy, Obi-Wan knows Vader is Skywalker, so it makes sense. I just thought he felt it. I don't know.
No, I think he knew.
I didn't think he would be told by an Inquisitor and then having everybody know. I just thought that was.
You thought he already knew going into the episodes that Anakin was still alive.
I really thought that, he was going to find out that Darth Vader was Anakin in this series, but by fighting him.
Oh, not just by someone telling him.
Not by the way, your friend still. But I do like the fact that name triggers him, though. Yeah. Anytime, that was the second time somebody said, because Owen also says Anakin. Anakin,
he does.
You trained his father, and it's look what you did with your. You could see the almost this disappointment in his face. But that's an interesting. I don't know how I feel about that, and I don't know if
He
she
has been shutting
she
himself
also
off
is
before.
not supposed to know, right? Like she wasn't supposed to know, and somehow she found out because she seems like she's kind of.
Well, see, that's what makes me wonder if her and Darth Vader don't have some type of a like connection where he might have seen
You
her,
mean like his own Padawan, like
if
for the
you
Siths?
will, like he sees something in her that's very similar to maybe his own of him, and he kind of, in a way, we don't know much yet. We haven't yet in the series have more backstory on her or the Inquisitors yet. So we'll have to see. Only the next 4 episodes will tell us.
We got the Vader fight reveal moment in Rebels with Oscar. So okay, so
these timelines.
that's what I'm wondering. It's like what is still being used as canon and what isn't? Because I assume anything that has the Disney logo on it is canon. And they say the comics are also canon. So if the Marvel comics are also canon, then we know Darth Vader has been out there hunting Jedis since episode 3. At the ending of episode 3, the first mission is to go and get his own crystals to make his own lightsaber. And I'm sorry, that's all I will say in case people haven't read Charles Soule's run on Darth Vader. But he's out there killing a bunch of Jedis. So, it's interesting what they're picking and choosing if they're not sticking to what is already established as canon.
That'd be a great question to ask the
I think those guys are busy enough writing timelines and like.
I don't know what Jon Favreau is up to, but.
So, let's see. Okay. So let's talk about the 2 episodes. I think this series moved pretty fast.
It moved a lot faster than Moon Knight.
It had some. It did. I'm not gonna say it didn't have any slow scenes.
Oh yeah.
But I think we did have some fighting. We did have some action. I like the fact that he's not. He's not in tune with the Force anymore. So it doesn't make things easier. He's not kicking everybody's asses by throwing his lightsaber around. So I like that. I like that he hasn't been in touch. I like that he's kind of like a broken man. This is like a reintroduction to a new character. This is more of a character that you see towards A New Hope.
I would agree with that.
Yeah. We had a super chat that.
Oh, no.
¿Qué pasa?
Hey.
It is some mola, you effing nerds. Thank you. Thank you, hermano.
Mola.
Gracias for the super chat. Moon Knight was trash, in my opinion. I can't even remember what. But Roberto Rodriguez, Moon Knight was also 6 episodes, and it moves slow.
Yeah, and then it just quickly in the end wrapped it up, which is very disappointing because that 5th episode was top notch.
Yeah, so I mean, what we're technically looking at right now is the first act, right? If this was a movie, this is the first act. Yep. And I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not disappointed. I kind of dig it. It's not. It's hard to separate what's in my head, what I've already established, kind of like going into the first movie, because this is what's canon. This is what's going to be. Yes, I was a little disappointed that we don't get to see more Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan looking over him. Instead, we have more of a Obi-Wan Leia adventure.
Yep.
And I don't know if that's going to be the whole series or if that's going to be just like the first 4 episodes and then we go back to Tatooine.
Yeah.
But I dig it. It's not horrible. It's not bad. I don't. Inquisitors are a little bit different than they were in Rebels, but then that's, like I said, a few years from now. How about you? What do you think of it so far?
Like I said, I'm enjoying it. I'm hoping that we will get to see him with Luke because obviously their relationship is really what drives the beginning of the original Star Wars trilogy, because he obviously always talked to old Ben Kenobi, right? And he didn't really train him in the ways of the Force for those last 8 years, but he always watched over him. So there's going to have to be a turning point for Owen to be like, all right, you can see the boy. Or maybe he doesn't. I don't know. I can't decide. But either way, I think Leia is eventually going to be out of the picture. But he's still going. But now Reva's on his tail, and I think knowing that Anakin's alive is going to prod his curiosity, and maybe, just maybe, we'll get that long-awaited cameo from Liam Neeson at the end, and he finally is in tune with his master. I feel like we don't see it. It'll be wasted with all of his trying to talk to Qui-Gon Jinn, knowing in the third episode of the prequels or the third movie that Yoda tells him he's going to teach him how to commune with his old master. If we don't see Liam Neeson, I'd just be disappointed.
I really think we'll see him, but we won't see him until one of the biggest, probably the pivotal point where he is losing. Almost like his Mickey to his Rocky. Get up, you son of a bitch, because Qui-Gon Jinn loves you. You know,
well, when all of the dead Jedi talk to Rey in the final scenes of.
Sure, maybe that's all he needs—a little whisper from Qui-Gon Jinn's lips.
Oh, actually, really great. Wait, hold on. Okay, keep talking.
What did you find?
A really awesome, a really funny gift.
Oh, I'd love to see Darth Maul back. I feel like Darth Maul, that idea got shoved to the side when they were like, "Oh, we're getting Hayden back. He's coming back to play Obi-Wan."
Yes, exactly. No, I hope it's not exactly like that scene where they're all kind of, which was a really cool scene. Don't get me wrong, but it did. I saw this meme today, and I was like. Oh, take the spoiler thing off. You can't see the end. Take the spoilers real off.
I saw the same one. Hold on a second. I just like Mace Windu. Nice.
Well, they could have a Mace Windu Force Ghost show up too, because they've got Samuel Jackson somewhere. Oh, they're back.
Super chat me naked HD XYZ. Even losers. That's a great Tom Petty song. Baby, even the losers. All right, I'm going to ban this person. Sorry, we can't play. I'm going to write that, Amanda, write that web address down later for research purposes, damn it. All right, back to the review.
But who knows? He's filming Secret Invasion somewhere. Maybe he shows up because they're on the same lot and we get a Mace Windu Force Ghost out of it. I don't know. Anything's possible. Maybe we'll see Yoda somehow communing with Ewan McGregor.
That again goes back into you got to respect the past, but you also have to tell your own story because not everything has to lead into, we got to go see Master Yoda. I know who can help. The ghost of Mace Windu.
Mace Windu. Yeah, I know. And that's what I'm hoping that we are. Obviously, we are getting our own little story here with the introduction of Reva's character and how that's going to play into it. But they are going to try to give us fan service because what they want people, I'm sure what they're thinking people want to see is Darth Vader and Obi-Wan meet up maybe for the first time. Knowing their last time, he does kill him, or he kills Obi-Wan.
I mean, obviously in this, he's going to... It's not like we saw Obi-Wan under his cloak, right? We don't know if he's got scars from a fight that he had during this. I do want to see, one big last fight.
How old Mando in this? How old would Mando be in this? We wouldn't see a younger version of him or anything, would we?
Mando?
Yeah, Mandalorian. Or is that after? Is that?
I'm sorry. Mando happens after episode 6.
Okay, so everything happens, but we wouldn't see any
This is 10 years before episode 4, so I don't know. Nah. Mando's probably the same age Luke Skywalker is in episode 6, because Luke comes to the ship. Remember at the end of season? Yeah. Oh my gosh, this is getting confusing with stupid timelines. So he would be around the same age. I thought you were talking about Boba Fett.
No.
No fan service. New and interesting Star Wars stories like Mandalorian, preferably stories that don't have a toy in them. But that's all Star Wars ever has been, though, right? Toy seller. That's toys to sell the toys.
They got a bunch of documentaries about toys that feature Star Wars. So yeah.
I will be severely disappointed if we don't get a Qui-Gon Jinn cameo.
I think, yeah.
I mean, it's gonna happen, right?
Will they talk about him too much for it not to happen? Would be disappointing. It's a mini series. We already know that, so I don't think that we're going to see another season of it. So they already call it a mini series everywhere. It's not like where Moon Knight, we are still unsure about whether or not there'd be more seasons. But yeah, this could be. If they don't show him, I'd be disappointed because they bring him up so much. I mean, he's trying to communicate with him, failing at it. It would be nice to see him succeed because that would be a good win for our old Ben Kenobi.
Mm-hmm.
He's having some struggles.
Okay. So anything else you want to add before we give our final rating? And then we can let everybody else that has seen this, whether you're watching it later or watching it right now with us live, rate the first 2 episodes.
No, but for everyone who's wanting a new movie or new Star Wars content that doesn't revolve around the Skywalker saga, they are going to have that Skeleton Crew show come out with John Watts directing and Jude Law about a bunch of kids in a mystery planet that gets lost and they have to find their way back. So that's new, right?
Sure. I think people want something from like the old Republic, like thousands of years before A New Hope.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
Which I think they're going to do with the High Republic. The High Republic started that too.
That'd be really cool.
But that was only a couple of hundred years. And that's canon now because it's part of the comics line. All right. Milady.
What would I give it?
Out of 10, what would you give the first 2 episodes of Obi-Wan Kenobi and anybody else that is watching?
All right. Right out of the gate, I don't want to go based on my
Don't go balls out.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10 for the first 2 episodes combined. First 2 episodes. Because they're fairly strong. Like I said, some of that action was a little, but Ewan McGregor.
Interesting enough. I think it's definitely got my attention. I had fun watching it, and it's good to see Obi-Wan back, and I can't wait to see Hayden inside the suit. It's gonna be weird because I assume it's gonna be James Earl Jones voicing him, right? So it's not like he's gonna be doing, like, people expect him to come back and do the acting to redeem himself from the prequels, right? But how can you do that when you're inside of a suit and someone else is doing your voice? Okay, but long story short, I'm going to give this I thought it was a 7 out of 10. It wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. And the things that I had issues with, even like Obi-Wan, come out to play. Oh my God, kill me.
Whatever. I like it.
Even that gets a pass. So 7 out of 10. I'm excited to see but you know what I'm saying, right? Like, people are like, "Oh man, Hayden's gonna come back. He's gonna kill it."
But so when he's in the
guy in a suit,
but there's got to be parts where he's not in the full suit where like he might be able to act himself. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
You mean like it's gonna be?
They're gonna have to show him out of the suit.
We're in the astral plane of the Force, and this is how we're gonna fight. So I can see Hayden's pretty face.
Dang. That would be crazy. Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
Well, if that's the case, then I hope it's still James Earl Jones doing his voice to confuse the hell out of everybody. 8 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10. 7.5 out of 10. 8.5, 9 out of 10, 7 out of 10. 4 out of 10. Cuatro Roberto Rodriguez. Not as good as Rise of Skywalker. I love you. But a solid 8 out of 10, Hayden. I'm glad Obi wasn't CGI. Cuatro. He'll be voicing the unmasked scenes like in episode 6.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Oh, when he takes his mask. But I mean, it's Vader. You never saw who sees him with his mask off? The Emperor?
This is going to be a more vulnerable series. We got vulnerable Obi-Wan. We're going to get a vulnerable Darth Vader. We're not going to see the badass from like even Rogue One that just...
Right, I know that's coming, but we are seeing a ruthless, broken man that is just gonna... I don't know, I'm just ready for Vader to start killing everybody. 8 out of 10, 3-day weekends? 10 out of 10, that's right, Joe. What's a 3-day weekend, by the way? I don't get those anymore. Back in the Comics gives it an 8 out of 10. 6 Bald Inquisitors out of 10. Be funny if they show Hayden talking and having a crappy James Earl Jones.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
I just want to piss
not
people off.
happen.
That's why I suggested it. I just can't imagine Vader, like the Emperor, talking to Vader having his helmet off. So, let me tell you about my crappy day, man. These Inquisitors, they're busting my balls, dude. I can't do anything with them. This Reva chick, she just killed the Grand Inquisitor. He'll be back, though. That's what he does. Let's see here. This was better than I thought it would be. And with the concept, I didn't want to see as well. Right? 8 out of 10. 6 out of 10 from Gandalf the Fool. At most. The chase scene in the first episode is ridiculous. Fact. Small inconsistencies drive me crazy. They do me too, but I can let some. God dang it. Oh, this one's for you, Amanda. I'm sorry. This one's for you. Sorry about that. You want me to write that address down?
If you get us, if you have top banned because of that nasty word in there.
We haven't even used nasty words. What have we said?
I still think the whole training Luke thing, I don't know if he necessarily is training him at this point, wants to train him to be a Jedi or train him to control so he doesn't get out of. Like, I still think there's that he wants to make sure
he wants to train him to be a whiny bitch.
Somebody does train him to be. I mean, let's face it.
The chase scene in the first episode, the small inconsistencies drive me crazy. For instance, Obi-Wan said the time of the Jedi has ended, and yet he still wants to train Luke. That's what you were commenting on. Okay.
Yeah. That's what's coming.
7 out of 10 from our buddy Jimmy Owens. This should be Vader at the height of his savagery. He should never be without his mask. It's like Judge Dredd, right? For anybody that read the comics, he's not supposed to take his mask off. Wait, they went pics of Dick Grayson. That's right. No, once that bald Inquisitor. So, yes. What movie news do we have? What are we talking about? What are we watching next? What are we reviewing next? What's going on? What's the plan? What's the schedule?
Hold on. Let me get that stuff. So obviously, because of Wednesday was, the 25th, right? Is that it? Anniversary of Star Wars?
25th anniversary. Star Wars is older than I am.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, because of 25 that, years, it's like 45 years, 77 years.
Yeah. So because of the big celebration they had, a lot of stuff came out. For example, can you find the Andor trailer?
I did.
Yeah. So we have the Andor trailer was released with Diego Luna.
You want me to show it?
Oh, I don't know if you want to. Yeah, I mean, no, it's fine. I was just kidding. Kidding, guys. So it's officially premiering on August 31st, 2022. I'm super excited about it. I love Diego Luna as Cassian Andor in Rogue One. Excited to see this.
Where his story ends.
I know. Again, all these people, they're making these series. We know they can't go any further because they're all die at the end. And it's 12 episodes. It's going to have 2 parts, a first part of 12 episodes and then a second part of 12 episodes. That's a lot of episodes.
How's that getting more than Obi-Wan? Diego must have been cheap. 20th anniversary for Attack of the Clones. Look at that. Finally on that 20 years. Amanda and Omar, will you be doing a Top Gun Maverick review?
We're going to try to see it and then do a review. That is the goal.
That's the goal, yes. I really want to. I'm going to see it.
Yeah, I really want to see it too.
We'll do that this weekend.
Yeah, we'll do that this weekend.
Omar, has Aliens Volume 3 been... Yes, Aliens Volume 3 has been pushed back. Phil Owens was there opening day 45 years ago.
That's amazing.
Wait, Omar's younger than 45? Never would have called that one. Thanks a lot, Hayden. I'm 44, you jackass. No, man, I'm 44 años aquí. I heard Andor's 5 years before his death. So I assume how he meets everybody. When I first heard about the show, I was excited. I thought it was a show about the Ewoks called Endor.
Wrong Val in there.
But speaking of Warwick Davis.
Oh, yes, they did. And during the celebration, they also announced the Willow trailer, which was fabulous. Getting to see Warwick Davis as Willow again is fantastic. I think his daughter plays his daughter in the film, and his son is actually his stunt double in the film, which is really awesome. Like they're his real life son and daughter. So that's really cool that they're doing that. I mean, the cast is great. I like Tony Revolori going to be in it. Glad to see he's doing something other than Flash from Spider-Man. And of course, Wes Anderson films. So very excited to see him in it. It looks like a great, to me, I think I told you, Omar, it looked more fantasy for me than like more of a well done fantasy than what I've seen so far with the Rings of Power trailer.
Yeah, you said why are we more excited for Willow than we are Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings.
And I think it's because this is a follow-up. So it's not a prequel, right? So we're going to see some familiar faces in this. We're going to see Warwick Davis. We're going to see, oh my goodness, Val Kilmer's wife, ex-wife now, who comes back as a queen. I assume Laura Danning is in this as a grown-up child.
I think so. Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm very excited for Willow. I have a lot of high hopes. Seems like LucasArts, man, they just pimped out all their stuff. Same day, Willow. We got that one shot of Indiana Jones 5, right? And then Andor and and we pick it up with this. Roberto Rodriguez. I know you ain't hating Willow. Who did the score for Willow? Was that James Horner?
I think so.
I know it was
Morgan. Come on, not Willow. Sorry, every time I think of Willow, I think of when she's turning into the goat and she's like, Willow.
Yeah, Amanda and her husband role play as the goat.
I love Willow. It's a great fantasy film of like original fantasy like content. It's not based off of anything. It's just fantastic.
Kilmer made a cameo in Maverick. Yeah, but it would be a little different, because Mad Mardigan was such a badass. I am the greatest swordsman that ever lived. Like it would be so sad not to hear him talk. I do hope somebody is going around calling Willow Peck, though.
No, but they did announce
Damn, I'm good. Yeah, James Horner, man. That score was awesome. And you hear Mad Mardigan's score or theme in the trailer. I was good. I'm excited for that.
But they also did announce, like I said, that Skeleton Crew show that's coming out in 2023 that Jude Law is starring in. And John Watts is created it. I don't know if he's directing it, but he created it. And it follows a group of 10-year-old kids from a small planet who get lost in that galaxy far, far away and must try to find their way home. It takes place after the Return of the Jedi and fits into the Mandalorian and Ahsoka timeline.
And her show in Mandalorian season 3 come out in 2023, right?
Yeah, she wasn't. Yeah, because she even she filmed a little thing. She couldn't be there because she was currently filming for the TV show. Yeah, she did film a little like, so glad we're here doing it. I can't be there because I'm doing this, but next year I'll be there to tell you about it before it airs, kind of thing. So yeah, it's going to be fun to see all this stuff kind of come to fruition. And yeah, as far as other movie news, we have a lot of stuff coming up. So Stranger Things 4 part 1 premiered today. I've not yet binged it.
I'm going to go and watch it with my kiddo after this. So
yeah, I'll probably do that tonight with not my kiddo. She's probably will get you scared, but the hubby when she falls asleep. So
yeah, I don't know. Stranger Things, I love season 1. Season 2 lost me. Season 3 was okay.
That's why I wasn't in a rush to watch it.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, they waited way too long for a show with kids. You gotta time those things right whenever you cast a bunch of young kids.
Finn Wolfhard looks does not look like a child.
Well, when they put him in those shorts from the 80s, they look so huge, those kids. Yeah. Willow is better than the Never-Ending Story. It's hard, man. I don't know which one. Like, there's always this like Willow, Never-Ending Story, Labyrinth, and oh my goodness, Legend. I also love Legend, though. Legend is one of the greatest fantasy movies. Will we be reviewing The Boys season 3? Oh my gosh, that's right around the corner.
That comes out. So that's what I was going to talk about next. So The Boys season 3 comes out, premieres next week. So Omar, that is on our list to review episodes 1 through 3 next Friday.
It is.
We'll try to squeeze in a review of Obi. Well, we might have to do a Wednesday show. We might have to start doing Wednesday shows for the summer because
when does Ms. Marvel come out?
So Ms. Marvel comes out the following week. So on Wednesday, and then
Amanda's so excited we lost her. But it's such a good picture of her explaining
Right.
things.
Oh, did it just? Oh my gosh! Did I just?
You were frozen like this, which is how you normally talk and how I normally see you explaining things to me.
All right. So from this point forward, I believe Obi-Wan comes out on Wednesdays. Then starting June 8th, Ms. Marvel comes out on Wednesdays. So we might have to make Wednesday a Ms. Marvel Obi-Wan show until Obi-Wan ends, and then it could just be a Ms. Marvel show.
Gotcha.
Because we have The Boys coming out every Friday. Boys comes out this Friday, so episodes 1 through 3. So we'll review those. And then we also have to find time to see Jurassic World Dominion. I don't know how we're going to do that.
I'm okay not watching it.
We have to watch it.
I haven't even seen the other one because I didn't like. You know what? If you're going to watch it, I'll
get
watch
Laura
it.
Dern and Sam O'Neill back.
That's right.
I don't care about anything else. Just those three. That's all I would watch.
Okay, Laura Dern. You had me at Sam Neill and Laura Dern. Is what's his name back too?
Yes, of course. Jeff Goldblum's back. He's in the trailer.
Okay. What about what's the granddaughter? I always thought she was cute. She back in any of these movies yet?
Well, I don't know if she's acting anymore. I don't think that girl acts anymore.
I don't care. That's fan service for people like me. I mean, that's my Iron Kid lad or whatever the hell you call that kid.
And another thing on our list that we have to do is Secrets of Dumbledore comes out on HBO Max next week, the 8th.
Jesus, are you gonna make me watch that?
The 30th this week it comes out. So I wanted us to do a Was It Really That Bad or Is It Really That Bad? The Fantastic Beasts series thus far, just so we could talk about it.
How's Sam Jackson back? Hold on to your butts.
How can he come back?
You need to make a review about Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie. You want my honest opinion on Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers? I thought it was an 8 out of 10 movie. I really liked it.
Yes, we both watched it, and I want to say, you guys, spoilers. Can I just say spoilers?
Nope. Hold on.
Do we have a Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers? First of all, anything Lonely Island ever does, I always enjoy. For the most part, Popstar Never Stopping is a great movie. Everyone should watch it. I love Andy Samberg.
Dallas Howard. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah,
I have read Harry Potter. I just wasn't a pothead. I'm sorry. I've only read the first 3 books. I haven't read anything past 3 books. Yeah. But I didn't see all the movies because I was forced to see them.
They get longer, and that might be harder for him because they're really thick books.
Well,
yeah. What?
Get out of here, man. What are you talking?
It's all words.
Oh my God. I know no damn Harry Potter takes longer than no damn Silver Age Spider-Man. Don't come at me with that.
Have you listened to the audiobook? I have all 7 of them.
Gosh damn it. What are we saying tonight? I have blocked oh wait. This is for Best Girls in the World. Best Girls in the World. Richard, did you bring these people with you?
Oh boy. Anyways.
Wait, Chip and Dale was woke garbage?
That's what it was?
Chip and Dale was good. I mean, guess it was a little wokey.
I didn't know Disney had that much
graphic novel.
I just didn't know Disney had so much money they could get anyone to appear in their films. Warner Brothers couldn't even compare with their Space Jam 2 crap. They tried to throw in all their IP. Disney's like, I'm going to one-up you, and I'm going to throw in IP from everyone. You want Sonic the Hedgehog? You got it. And I'm going to give you Ugly Sonic with the teeth. And they even joke about it.
The zoom in on the teeth was awesome.
Sony, right? Well, that makes sense now that I think about it. Because Sony and the Spider-Man relationship. But how would Sony let him make fun of that?
Because, he's different too. He looks different than he did in the Ugly Sonic. I don't know. There were a lot of things that I enjoyed.
The voice, and I want more Ugly Sonic.
I don't think anybody knows what woke means anymore.
I don't think they do.
My ass up this morning. I know what it is.
It's anything they don't like now. If you don't like it,
I tell the truth. What's the truth, Richard, about Rescue Rangers? Tell me why it's so woke. I really want to know. I must have missed something. I laughed.
J.K. Simmons as the Gumby detective. I mean, what? I love that they used all the different animation styles and really played into it. Like things from my childhood, it just really stuck out with me. So I enjoyed Chip and Dale. And like I said, I love The Lonely Island. And you're on mute. Are you supposed to be on mute? Oh, okay. Omar's doing a secret talk to someone right now.
I was doing a secret talk. I was talking to one of them naked
Sorry,
agents.
Paramount. Okay, sorry about that.
They just making more money. Kenobi was woke. Oh, okay. Kenobi was. I don't know. I don't see it, but I'm woke in pain every morning, dude. That's anytime you're over 40.
I don't know. I wake up in pain too, and I'm 40.
Right. I mean, I guess it's woke if you think little girls in movies are woke. I don't know. I really don't know what's woke anymore, man.
I think
I don't categorize things in I'm not a absolutist, so I really don't know what it means. You're 24. Oh, you'll get there. It comes with age.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we have She-Hulk CGI, Ugly Sonic is pretty good stuff. That's a good point. Dude, I heard that they fixed it. They fixed
did. I don't see a lot of the changes, but I guess they fixed the CGI. But the problem is a lot of people have problems with the fact that they didn't make her buff enough, which you think like people would be they want her to be buffer and not so slender and sleek. They want like a real like
creepy in some of those scenes where she's slender and slick though.
Yeah, she looks like
where she's jumping. Like that is a creepy looking CGI.
Like the Navid in like a real person, like they're slender like body types and anyways, but they're green instead of blue.
You're mincing. So the Force awoke. The Force is awoken. Stop it. Omar, how would you rate Uncle Scrooge taking a bath during the movie? You know I love that, man. I love the cameos. There was cameos for every generation of people that watch cartoons.
The original voice actress for Gadget in there.
Gadget, yeah. They did not get the original Monterey Jack because the original Monterey Jack was my dude, Peter Cullen, who does the voice of Optimus Prime. I'm not sure why they couldn't get him. He does Eeyore's voice.
Yes, they got Eric Bana instead.
Yeah, Eric Bana. I guess because he's Australian.
Yeah, they could have got
Australian. I didn't know that. Bad call making her so slim, in my opinion. But okay, so here's the thing, Spencer. Remember in the comics, she also changes size. So she goes Savage She-Hulk and she becomes really buff, right? So, I think that might change in the show too. She-Hulk slender, man. As long as it's a good story, it's okay to be a little woke, I guess. Gandalf the Fool. The thing is, so many Disney shows now don't even have a story that actually makes any sense. I've only seen the Disney Plus Marvel shows and the Star Wars shows. I haven't seen any other. I guess The Descendants, does that count? I was forced to watch one of those movies.
Disney Plus, and no, it does not count.
Those are pretty woke. From my understanding of woke, I don't know what woke means. I'm just throwing words out there because I'm old.
They're something.
I'm not sure what was woke about it. I don't either. And 9 times out of 10, the secret is people regurgitating the same stuff they heard on another YouTube video. Don't know what was woke about it either. The Allstate guys, Zipper.
That's right. It was. Yeah, it was. Zipper was amazing. Yeah, I had to look it up. I was like,
Are you in good hands?
Yeah.
Are you in good hands? Animation buffs love Chip and Dale with all the animation styles. It was cool to see that. I really liked it. It was fun.
They played it up really well. And it was kind of creepy, the idea of the bad guys, like the Peter Pan, the poor Peter Pan who's
that was sad, man.
I mean, because he's not a child actor anymore, which is the story of a lot of real child actors in real life, but they're just playing it up for the animation aspect. No one wants to see him as adults. And then he does this pirating DVDs, bootlegs, and he's stealing body parts off of animated characters who are supposed to be real and alive. So it's kind of creepy in its own way. Thank you. I appreciate that.
There is I thought there was a lawsuit from the estate of the people that the family of the Peter Pan voice actor, because the story is very similar to him because
that happened.
What happened to him? So yeah, you can read about it. It's pretty interesting.
Well, I'll have to do that.
Let's be honest, certain comics and characters were not loved when they were originally released, but I'll give the live action version a chance.
It's a good way to look at that. Super laugh hard.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you go back to those letter pages of She-Hulk from 1980.
Yeah.
And people were like, I can't believe Marvel is creating a female version of the Hulk. What's next? The Invincible Iron Man? That one actually made me laugh.
Oh my god.
That was pretty witty.
Yes.
1980. They were trolling back then.
They just didn't have a good enough outlet to do it.
Now we have internet and people are sharing these things. My favorite thing that I've read so far is the MCU. That was whoever that 20-something-year-old guy that came up with that. Genius. I'm sure he's sitting there going, I'm so funny.
I'm so clever.
That was pretty clever. And that was true if the actual Peter Pan actor too, they kicked him out when they aged. Yeah. And that's what happened to a lot of these child actors back then. It cracked me up when they implied that Del was when he was there with the dudes. Yeah.
Yes.
Now that Life Day is canon, do you think we'll ever get a sequel to Star Wars Holiday Special?
We're getting the Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's what I was going to say. We're getting a Guardians, baby.
Why not? You get the right person to direct it. That'd be great. And they can, because it's Disney.
I found the gadget zipper relationship kind of creepy. Thank you. Me too. My wife thought it was funny. I was like, how do
a fly and a mouse, and how does it work?
I remember. Yeah, you know. Wow. So said that men have become, they put the cart before the horse. What? What does that mean, dude? You're 24. Go out. It's Friday night. There's a whole brand called Shiro. Is that real? What's a Shiro?
I don't know.
Is that a brand? Is that for real?
I don't know. But I don't know where this beta male thing, because I know a lot of men in my life who are not betas by any means.
I mean, I'm more of a epsilon. I don't wake up early. I'm more like an epsilon male.
Are you a phi male?
I'm an epsilon male. I mean, if we're gonna go by the alphabet, right? Then what's a zeta?
Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta, iota, mu. Okay, never mind. Right? I had to learn it when I tried to be in a sorority, and then I said, "This is dumb. I'm not doing it." So
I've been to several sororities. Gandalf's right. The quality of writing being what's really important. Let's not forget, in 1984, a diner waitress took out a Doombot from the future. Badass.
That's right.
Okay. We're not going to stick it to the 80s.
Oh, come on.
We had some good stories in the 80s. The MCU guy was a guy that sold meth and lost his comic shop. Blame Swoke Comics on his comic shop going out of business. I don't know if that's serious or if that really happened.
But if it is, that's not...
Ooh, I'm a Sigma Chad male. I'll take that as a compliment. But I'm Latino, so I got to be Chado. Omar's a Sigma Chado male. Chado. I assume that's what the Chads are in Spanish, just based on Bleach. That's what they would call that dude, Chado.
That's right. They would. Exactly. You're right.
Friday night, you just got paid, party hard. Go out, man. Go chase some beta sorority girls around.
Yep.
Don't worry about beta males. Complaining about wokeness on YouTube threads ain't alpha. I'll tell you that. Omega male would be cool. Dark, right? I think of like comics. That's why I went with Epsilon. I didn't want to go straight Omega.
Omega man. Yeah.
Sigma Carlos male. Oh, is that what we call him? Okay. Carlos is a Chad. I thought that was more like Charlie.
Omar, that's a song from the 80s?
What? Sigma Carlos male?
No, Friday Night. Oh, you talking about so I know that as an NSYNC song because they did a remake of it for the.
Please don't say it. Well, that's the third time we brought up NSYNC in this damn chat.
Friday night.
Did you think it was far better than the bad episodes of Boba Fett? Yes. This show? Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It kept my attention more than the bad episodes of Boba Fett did until Mandalorian 2.0 showed up. 2.5, whatever. Yeah. Until that showed up. Yes.
Which normally I would not be okay hijacking a show, but when your show is that bad, yes, please hijack me. Yeah.
Hijack the show.
Yeah, please do. Yeah. Femboys are the way. I like that. Oh, great. I just finished watching episodes and discovered you guys were on. Good timing, Death.
Good timing.
Omar, have you heard if Rocky IV New Cut is being released to buy? I don't know, brother, but I own it. My buddy Kyle sent me a copy. And let me tell you, I still prefer to the original version because this doesn't have Hearts on Fire. How can you make a Rocky IV without Hearts on Fire? It's like the greatest freaking theme ever. But it was pretty good for what it was. I enjoyed it. Anything else, Amanda? Chip and Dale, 8 out of 10. What would you rate it, Amanda? 8 out of 10 for me.
Nah, I think an 8 out of 10. It was solid. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
And Ripley, there have been well-written action lady leads for decades. Absolutely.
Sigourney Weaver, man. I mean, even Jamie Lee Curtis in True Lies.
Halloween?
Fantastic. Well, yeah, Halloween, but I liked her in True Lies when she has to, kind of be badass because her husband, Arnold Schwarzenegger's a spy, and she didn't know it.
In True Lies. That was a good movie. That was James, what's his name? James Cameron.
Yes, James Cameron. He did a lot of good stuff.
Release the Snyder cut of Rocky 4. Dude, we need to release the Eddie Murphy cut of Mulan. That was a joke.
Eddie Murphy cut. He does not exist in that.
He totally should. He could save the show or the movie. Rocky 4 special edition with more music montage. Sadly, no, it has less music and it's more serious. It's got different cuts when it comes to like the boxing. It's pretty cool. No robot, no goofy stuff like that.
You just said it's pretty cool, but then you said it's just disappointing. What?
No, but once you're used to a certain soundtrack in your life like that, that becomes a part of you.
Oh, I agree.
Okay, so there are cuts for Neverending Story and Legend from Europe that have different music.
Ugh.
Like when the horse dies in Neverending Story, the cut is a lot different overseas because of the music they use. We were derived of the chance to sing "Farts on Fire." First of all, nobody makes fun of "Hearts on Fire." That song is perfection. Release the cut of Aladdin with every bit of Robin Williams. I bet y'all would take Robin Williams over Will Smith anytime these days now.
Yep. Oh, you just gave it away for Germ 3090. They didn't know the horse died.
Does it? Does it though? Does it? I'm not gonna spoil that. It's a movie from 1984. Go see it.
I wasn't even alive yet when that movie came out.
Yeah, me neither. Hayden, go see Willow. Seriously, that's a great movie. Willow! Oh, I love that movie. It's good, man. James Horner, and you got Opie directing it. Why can't I remember his name? Ron Howard. Ron Howard.
Opie. I was like, I don't know where you trying to go with that, but
Ron Howard. Omar, should I get the Brubaker caps or the Hickman F4s? Don't know what to choose from. Get the Hickman F4s because they are out of print. Spoiler, the Neverending Story has an ending.
Interesting.
That is true. You couldn't purchase Northern Exposure with the original soundtrack until the Blu-ray. Same reason for the Wonder Years. Somebody else mentioned The Princess Bride being the superior fantasy movie, which is great.
It's a great film. No, it is hard to choose what the best fantasy film is because there's a lot.
Labyrinth is a huge soundtrack of my life. But I love The Dark Crystal. And it broke my heart when The Dark Crystal got canceled. He's got this peck has an acorn pointed at me. That's one of my favorite lines from Mad Mardigan. I'll watch it one day. Go and buy the Blu-ray. Anything else, Panda? Before we close for the night? Closing shop for the night?
Yeah, it's weird. We have 2 shows. We already kind of like spread the news out because usually we have like the whole week to wait till, but instead we got Wednesday, we got a little bit now tonight. So it is what it is. But we will be back next week with a Friday episode of The Boys 1 through 3 review. And might have to start doing a Wednesday show.
I can't do one next Wednesday. I can do one next Thursday, but not next Wednesday.
A Thursday show next Thursday.
Okay.
To do Obi-Wan part 3. I'm gonna start forgetting what part we're on.
we're just gonna. Anytime somebody mentions Catwoman, baby, gotta do it. Let's see. Daily show. You want a daily show? Woo! Hey, I think tonight we were able to, we were able to make a connection with Richard. I think he went out and realized he's 24 years old. What is he doing?
What is he doing? Sitting here talking about
prices.
people over 30 talk about Obi-Wan.
Thanks for the over 30. Thank you for putting me in
You're
that same
welcome.
category.
Well, I had to put myself in there, so I didn't want to.
Well, you could have said under 40, but that's okay. Not true.
No, it would have the same effect if it said under 40, because that would include him, but over 30 does not include him. So I'll go with over 30.
You quit talking. Keep those notifications on for the streams, people. Yes, I will be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Amanda and I will have our show next week. Make sure you are subscribed, ring that bell for notifications, and I'm going to let Amanda wrap it up.
Yes. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at nearmintcon. Remember, check us out on Spreadshop if you want some cool near mint condition merchandise. And also check us out on Patreon for $1 a month or more. You can support us in our habit of, for Omar, buying a ton of Omnis. And for me, subscribing to all of these streaming services just so I could watch all these lovely movies and TV shows that we talk about every week.
Every week. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. If it's not classy and cool, it must not be near. Wait, if it's classy and cool, it's near. It's not.
I just forgot our catchphrase.
Threw it out the window.
I sure did. Good journey, everyone, and we will see you next week.
Bye, everybody.